All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kakadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught me this truth, and a sincere peace, blessings, and salutations to your Akim across the four corners of the earth that are pushing this knowledge and truth and this sincerity. All right, this is Brother Barzal from the GMS Arizona camp. This is going to be a quick news update, some news coming out of China. All right, and as you see, I have a video queued up here on the screen, and it's talking about Beijing's COVID surge and how it's sparking lockdown fears and panic buying. All right, posted by the Wall Street Journal. So I'm gonna open up this lesson in Matthew 24, verse 6, and this is just to paint a picture and to give an example of how quickly things could go south here in America. Because if I was to pose the question, will we see panic buying and famines and shortages here in America, which we're already seeing a certain level of shortages, and we've already seen examples of panic buying, but will we see it again, and will we see it on another level? The answer will be yes, if you pose that question. So Matthew 24:6 says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, which we're seeing the wars and the rumors of wars right now as we speak. Everyone is aware of what's going on in Ukraine right now, between Ukraine and Russia. All right. And that's just getting hotter and hotter over there. It says, see that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. And this is Yahushua speaking. He goes on to say, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines, all right, which this video is an example of famines developing, all right, that are starting to show forth, all over the world. But there's going to be a famine that hits America, okay, on a level like we've never seen before. It says there should be famines and pestilences, which this is being caused by a pestilence, okay? So Yahushua warned us that these things will come, and we're seeing it all play out before our very eyes. It says, and earthquakes in diverse places. All of these things we're seeing. All of these things are currently happening right now as we speak. It says, all these are the beginning of sorrows. So it's just the beginning. Okay, because if you go to the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 1, it talks about there being a time like there never was before. And we're getting, ever so close to that time coming to pass. So you're seeing these end time events that Yahushua gave us the mind to look out for. You're seeing them take place. So that's a clear indication that we're living in the time of the end and the beginning of sorrows. All right, so let's go to this video clip. And you Americans, you better get off of your little high horse and really, especially to you Israelites, which consist of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and those that can hear and understand this truth. Hey, you better, get out of your comfortable, secure mind state, because the Lord is going to send some type of event or set up some type of event to go down where things are going to go south here really quick, because this devil is ready to make his move to secure his new world order. And he's going to do it through order out of chaos. So he needs the chaos so he can bring order, which is going to be his new order, an order that he controls. All right. Government of the elite that's controlling the entire population of the earth. That's where this devil is trying to move to. All right. But famines are coming. So let's play this clip.
What we're seeing in Beijing here is concern that Chinese authorities may not be able to get COVID cases under control. In the Chinese capital, things have actually been relatively normal for most of the past 2 years. But now, with the Omicron variant spreading so quickly across China and threatening the capital, the mood has changed. And I'm now here at a supermarket in Beijing where they've really been stocking up quickly to make sure that shelves are full of fruits, vegetables, meats, and other goods. And over the weekend, we saw a lot of panic buying here as people were stockpiling and hoarding goods. People in Beijing were looking at Shanghai and the lockdown there that has persisted for more than a month already, and worried about their own supplies of vegetables. And so people have been basically filling their shopping baskets with as much as they could get.
Right. So you got to think about the fact that these people over in Beijing are seeing what's happening with lockdowns in Shanghai, which people are like fighting, the police officers, the law enforcement, whatever you want to call them over there, because they locked in their homes and they're unable to get the food and they're pissed off. And so this is Second Esdras, the 15th chapter, playing out, because these people are going to start rising up against the authorities, all right, due to the lack of bread. We're going to get that. So these people are seeing what's happening in Shanghai, and so they're going to buy up everything they can so they can secure themselves in their own homes, all right, their households, so they have enough food to eat and last if they're locked inside their homes for months on end. Now they're looking to see what's happening. They're preparing. But are you Americans looking to see what's happening over there and then preparing over here? And the only way you can really prepare is by repenting to Yahweh Shem Shai for your Israelites. Because he's the Heavenly Father and his Son is the only one that, that can get us through this perilous time to come. You see? Second Esdras 6, real quick. Verse 22, it says, "And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses," all right, these stores, these warehouses, where they may have had reserves of whatever goods. It says, "These full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty." They're going to be found empty because they're going to get ransacked. They're going to get broken into. And people are just going to take whatever it is that they need out of desperation because they don't have it at home. And that's going to breed chaos and lawlessness amongst the people, which Esau Edom is going to use that as an excuse to bring in his military and shut shit down, to restore order. And we can look to see what's happening in the world to know what's coming here. Because these things are going to come to America, and a lot of you people are so much in a comfortable space, but you're not even paying attention to what's going on. You don't even believe that these things could really hit the shores of America in this fashion. But the scriptures tell you that it's coming. Second Esdras chapter 15, it says, "For the sword and their," this is chapter 15, verse 15. It says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands." People are going to be battling one another. People are going to be at war with one another over the lack of food and resources. There's going to be a lot of suffering out here. We just read that the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. So if more lockdowns come to America, if another variant, surfaces and it creates major outbreaks and sickness and all this stuff, man, hey, you better believe you're about to start seeing the same things happening over here in America, without a doubt. Okay, it says, and people are going to be fighting against each other. So it says, "One people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands." It says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another." All right. "They shall not regard their kings nor princes," the authorities, the political leaders, presidents, prime ministers. These people are not going to regard them. It says, "In the course of their actions shall stand in their power." These people are going to do whatever it is that they decide to do. If they can't get access to food and these people got them on lockdown, then they just going to fucking leave their homes, man, regardless of what the consequences are. All right. That's the seditions. The course of their actions shall stand in their power. They're going to do what they want. It says, "A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able." Now you're hearing this clip. I think he's going to say it where, Beijing, might be cut off I think he already mentioned it. Beijing might be cut off from the rest of the world for months or even years. See, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. These kind of policies, as these outbreaks intensify, we saw it happen before where people were closing borders. Hey, it's going to hit down at the state and the city levels too. When this thing really, really goes all the way hot, it's going to be controlled movement. You're not going to be able to just get in a car and go drive across the state lines, man, go to the beach. All society is going to be shut down, man. It's going to be all hell out on the streets. People invading one another. We just read it. People running up in your home, trying to take what you have. So if your home ain't going to be safe, what the fuck you think is going to be going on out on the streets? Right? This is the time we're coming into. It says, for because their pride, the city shall be, Salaki, it says, for because their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Why? But shall destroy their houses with the sword. Okay, these people are going to grab their weapons and they're going to come run up in your home. For what? It says, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Because people are going to be catching hell. They're going to be going through it. They're going to be suffering. Those famines, those pestilences, okay? The earthquakes, the shortages, man. And then when them famines hit, that's what's really going to do it. And we're seeing food processors and processing plants, being blown up. Like, why are all these processing plants catching fire? Supply chains suppressed. China, the second largest economy in the world, shutting down. And we depend on a lot of goods and services to come from China. And so you're starting to see disruptions in supply chains all around the world. That's all leading towards famine. All right. So again, 2 Ezra 15 and 19, it says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods, meaning come and take what you have, your canned goods. If you've been, storing up food, then you're basically a victim. If you don't have the covering of your Yahweh Shemi Shine that day, then you're going to be caught out there. It's only going to be the elect of the nation of Israel that will receive that protection, okay, during these times. So it says, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. And that's what we're seeing play out right now in Beijing. So it's good to keep watch and to pay attention to what's going on here. Let's finish out this clip. 物流断了的话，物资供应不上呀。
If we do get cases spreading in China, that is going to threaten the economy. For the global economy too, of course, China is the world's second largest economy. This is a country that is deeply tied to the West. It may have to keep its borders closed for many more months to come, perhaps even years, and that's going to have an impact both on expatriates and multinationals doing business in China, as well as trading partners of China. So the question is really how much China is going to be able to do to prop up its economy this year, a year in which stability is going to be paramount as Xi Jinping, the leader, seeks to secure a third term in power. Yeah, so once again, things are getting serious. This whole C-19 situation is not over. Okay, things could easily take a dark turn very quickly. I'm gonna close it out with this. 2 Ezra 16 and 17. It says, "Woe is me, woe is me." This is Ezra after receiving a vision of seeing the destruction of America and all these things go down. He's like, well, who gonna deliver me in those days? Okay, so 2 Ezra 16 and 17. Woe is me, woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days? All right, because Ezra saw the destruction. Okay, he saw these horrible times that I'm speaking of regarding famines. All right, people standing up to fight against one another, just all hell breaking loose. And verse 18 says, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars
and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. Okay, these things are sent to as a means of correction, to tell you to get right. You know, we've been put in this position for us going against the commandments of Yahweh Shem Al Shai to correct us to get back in line. You know, so some of our people are not going to get back in line. So they're going to be subject to the scourges, the famines, the tribulations, all right, that the Lord is going to send. Verse 20, it says, but for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. So, like I said, there's going to be a portion of our people, 2/3, that are not going to turn away from their wickedness, despite all of the hell that's breaking loose and all of the things that are happening. And guess what? The Lord is going to destroy them by way of the famines, the pestilences, the plagues, you know, the wars and all of these things. OK, the sorrows are going to be for them because they didn't take heed to the scourges and amendments that the Lord sent for correction, and they remained in their wickedness. So, hey, the famines are for them. They're going to be the ones eating their children. All right. And the people that are around them, or dying that slow death of famine, which is a horrible way to go. All right. So anyway, just saw that clip, wanted to speak a few words, man. I'm going to go ahead and close it out and give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and peace, blessings, and salutations to you, Akim, across the four corners of the earth, pushing this knowledge and truth and sincerity. And you Americans, you better wake the fuck up, man. Perilous times are coming. Shalom.